Hello and welcome to Lesson 25, pages 184 and 185. This is the song titled Little Robin Redbreast in our Level 1 book. And we're going to start with the notes in this song, and you may have noticed by now that the notes on the staff are no longer being displayed in the tops of our books. So we'll want to be comfortable with which note is which in our treble clef and bass clef and what notes we're going to be using with which finger number. And we're going to review all that today. And I think this will be a great song to put some extra focus on our rhythms and playing at a steady beat, because we want nice, even paired eighth notes or running notes throughout Little Robin Redbreast. So let's start by reviewing the notes that are going to be in this song. It's actually going to be starting with G down here below middle C. We also then have A, B, C, and then our right hand actually starts with D here, E, and F. So these, let's see, how many notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 notes we're going to be using in our song. Okay? But our fingers are going to cover all of the keys. So let's find out how we find these notes. Well, right here we have finger 2, and this is our treble clef. So that means right hand, finger number 2 is going to go on which note? Which note is this, students? I'll give you time to answer. 3, 2, 1. E. This note is E. So I'm going to take my right hand. Remember, it makes a backwards L. And I'm going to use finger number 1, 2, and place it on E. And that means that my thumb goes on D, my third finger goes on F, and my fourth is on G, and my fifth is on A. We're not going to be using G or A, we're just using D, E, and F in the right hand for this song. Okay, well now let's look at the left hand. Well, students, there's no left hand notes. These are all in the treble clef on the first line. So it's right hand only for that first line, but you're still going to have your left hand on the piano. So we have to look ahead to measure 3 to find our first left hand note. And this note is, I'll give you time to answer, 3, 2, 1. It is C, or middle C, but you're playing it in the bass clef. See how it's lower on the staff here? So that means it's the left hand playing middle C, and it says finger number 1. So we're going to take our finger number 1 and place it, right here on middle C. That means finger 2 is on B, finger 3 is on A, finger 4 is on G, and finger 5 is on F. We're not using this F down here, but we will use this G. So we're using G, A, B, and C in the left hand. In the right hand, we're using D, E, and F. So we're going to start by playing 5 Gs, 5 A's, 5 B's, 5 C's, 5 D's, 5 E's, and 5 F's, all in a row to practice which finger number is on which note, okay? And you can cycle through between saying G, G, or 4, 4 in the left hand, so you know which finger's playing which note. Okay, let's start down here with G. We're just going to go up one note at a time. 1, 2, say it, and play it. So G, 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 G. Now let's go to A with finger 3, A. Now let's go to B with finger 2 in the left hand, B. Now let's go to C. Remember to say those notes, C with our thumb in the left hand, C, one more, C, and then right hand now, D, ready, go, D, finger 2 plays E, Finger 3 now plays F, 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 F. Very good. And if you wanted to practice playing notes with all your fingers, students, that's always a good exercise so we can use all of our fingers and get comfortable with using them, because piano players are going to use every finger in both hands. Very good. So now let's take a look at our rhythms. We have not clapped some rhythms together in these videos in quite a while, and that's what we're going to do today. So right here, we have running, running, walk, walk. If I said that a little cleaner, it'll be running, running, walk, walk. Another way to count this is 1 and then I would say 2 and 3, 4. You can say it however you want. I think running and walk are great ways to help you remember how the note sounds. But if you want to count 1 and 2 and 3, 4, that is another great way to do it. Or if you've learned any other ways to count rhythms that help you, I want you to use those. But at Piano Lab, we like to say running and walk for our paired eighth notes and our quarter notes. So let's clap that first half, then the second half, and then we'll put it together. Okay? Here we go. The first half, I want you to clap along with me. Here we go. 1, 2, measure 1, clap, and running, running, walk, walk. We have to play one note after the other, students, nice and even. So rewind and clap along with that again if you felt you weren't exactly on time with me until you get it. And now moving on to measure 2, we have running, running, and then hold for 2. Remember, for a half note, we clap our hands together and then bring them down for the second beat. Apologies if I accidentally nick my piano whenever I do that, because I don't have a lot of space with my hands here. Okay, measure 2 now. So 2 running notes and a half note. So running, running, hold for 2. 1, 2, clap it, go, and running, running, hold for 2. Beautiful. So now let's put that all together in line 1. Running, running, walk, walk, running, running, hold for 2. Okay, hands ready. We're going to clap it, then we'll get to playing our notes. 1, 2, here we go. Running, running, walk, walk, running, running, hold for 2. Very, very good. Now let's get our hands set up on our piano again. Remember, finger 2 in the right hand on E, finger 1 in the left hand on C. And for this, we're playing E, 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 F, F, D, 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 E for 2. Okay? Play through those notes if you need to, and then we're going to try it at a steady beat. So here we go. Just like we clapped it, I might slow it down just a little bit. 1, 2, here we go. Play E, 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 F, F, measure 2, D, 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 E for 2. Very good. And students, I want you to notice the lyrics as well in this song. The lyrics are the words to a song, and they actually match the rhythms exactly for this song. So we have, let's see, little robin redbreast sat up on a tree for 2, right? It doesn't say for 2, but that helps with the half note. So the lyrics, if those help you to play the rhythms a little bit easier as well, to sing along, please use them. They're a great tool to help us to learn our rhythms and learn our songs. Okay, so now we have up walked a sly cat, down flew he. Oh man. So the cat is and the bird, oh, it looks like they're friends. But I guess we'll find out later in the story. So now we're starting with our left hand. Let's clap these rhythms as well. So we have a walk note, a running note, and 2 walk notes, okay? So walk, running, walk, walk. And let's just move forward to walk, walk, hold for 2, Okay, so we're clapping the entire second line. Hands ready. 1, 2, here we go. So walk, running, walk, 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 hold for 2. Excellent work. And now let's get our hands on the piano. And we're going to play C, 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 D, D, and then all left hand in measure 4. B, A, G for 2. So it's just one note down at a time in the left hand, okay? Here we go, nice and slow. 1, 2, line 2, play, and C, 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 D, D, B, A, G for 2, and off. Very good. And moving on to page 2, students, do we have a pattern here? Where have we seen these notes and rhythms before? I bet you guessed it, in line number 1. It's actually the same exact rhythms and notes. E, 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 F, F, D, 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 E. So let's go ahead and try this at a steady beat for the extra practice. So line number 3, all right hand. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go, and E, 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 F, F, measure 6, D, 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 E for 2. Very good. And now that we've got that down, we're going to head to the 4th line or last line of our song. It starts off exactly the same as line 3, walk, running, but instead of those 2 walk notes like in measure 3, we get 2 running notes, D, 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 D. So we have C, 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 D, 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 D. All right. And in measure 8, we play G, B, C for 2. But notice, students, this C is in the left hand or bass clef. This C is in the right hand or treble clef. And it says CO 2. Well, CO in our Mayron Cole books means cross over. And look, students, your thumb is on D. So how are we going to get to C? We're actually going to take your second finger and cross it over your thumb to play C at the end of the song. And yes, I understand you might be able just to scoot your thumb over and play it, but this is trying to help you, teach you this technique that you're going to use in a lot of your piano playing, which is crossing fingers over the other. Because here's a scale, for example, I'm playing, and for me to go up and down the piano, I have to learn to cross my fingers over and under each other, okay? So you're going to be doing this a lot in your piano exercises, but also music, okay? So I want you to practice this. And here's the thing about a crossover. Look at my hand here from this angle. So it's almost like if I was sitting on the piano. When I do a crossover, I just cross my finger over almost like only using my hand. Sometimes students will want to lift their wrist or turn your wrist. You don't have to turn your hand at all to cross over. It's just a motion like this, okay? I know I'm kind of using my thumb for example here, but look, I'm just taking my finger and literally crossing it over. My wrist isn't changing when I do that, when I cross my finger over, okay? I'm just using my hand to get there. So practice that a couple of times. Oops, make sure it's in the right spot. And just practice going from here to here like this. Why don't you do a couple of these with me? And then go back to E, now over to C. And then you can practice pressing the key and going back and pressing the key. Okay, this is a great way to practice those crossovers. Okay, so let's try now measures 7 and 8 at a steady beat. So C, 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 D, 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 G, B, C. We cross over. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, last line. Play and C, 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 D, 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 G, B, crossover, C for 2, and off. Excellent work, students. Let's go back to the beginning of our song and try our first full performance of Little Robin Redbreast. 1, 2, here we go, and E, 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 F, F, D, 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 E for 2, line 2, C, 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 D, D, B, A, G for 2. Second page, E, 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 F, F, measure 6, D, 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 E for 2, last line, C, 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 D, 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 G, B, crossover, C for 2, and off. Congratulations on completing Little Robin Redbreast, and I will see you on the next song.